So, as Karen said, my name is Maureen. We're all here for our professor for our Communications 101 class. Basically, what my social justice theme is going to be on something that not a lot of people know about, which is the hearing impaired communities. So what I'm going to do for you guys tonight is I'm going to have I will have 2 skits that I would like to perform for you guys, as well as tell you guys a personal story of my mom, who is a part of the hearing impaired community. So if I could have one volunteer right now. Thank you. So what I'm going to want you to do, I have this thing for you that I would like for you to wear. I would like for you to be a doctor right now. Go ahead and put that on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the role of the deaf person in this case. So you can hold this mic because I am not going to. One last thing though, in this case I'll be signing to you. You probably won't understand what I'm saying to you, but try to communicate with me in the best way that you can, okay? How did you feel about that?
It was nerve-wracking. It made me feel bad because I couldn't help or even understand what you were saying.
So in this case, my mom has actually experienced something like this where as a kid I had to go to a doctor's office with her and try to go ahead and communicate for her. But unfortunately, because I'm not her actual interpreter, I'm not allowed to go ahead and communicate for her. So that's something that I have experienced, and that's something that my mom has experienced. And to tell you from my point of view, it's really hard to not be able to speak up for your mom. It's really hard to not be able to say, this is what she needs, and this is what she needs now. You know, if something needs to be done for her, like in this case, she needs to go to the doctor, and she needed tests to be done, which was, I was saying to you, I was saying that I needed some exams done, and I had already had some previously already done, and I needed to get my results. That's what I was saying to you. But in this case, the reason why I decided to do that skit is because I think that more people should become more aware of the hearing impaired community and maybe go ahead and take a couple of classes that require ASL, so that when you meet a hearing impaired person or a hard of hearing person, you can go ahead and communicate with them. Thank you for participating. Now I'm going to need one more volunteer. In this case, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to have you act out as a professor. And then I will, again, be the hearing impaired person, okay? So can I get a volunteer? Who wants to do it? Like, if you want to do it that bad, please raise your hand. Kimberly. I'm going to borrow a chair. Let's pretend that you are sitting at a desk and there's an imaginary desk in front of you.
Come in.
Thank you for participating. And how did that make you feel? Sorry.
Really helpless. Really helpless. We take granted the way we can talk. And sometimes we use it in a bad way, but it must be hard on those who have hearing aid, problems. I couldn't imagine trying to communicate with those who don't understand. It's really bad.
Thank you. I love the word that you use. You use the word hopeless. Imagine that with a person who is deaf or hard of hearing. Personally, my mom has told me that she has felt hopeless because she could not communicate with somebody when she absolutely needed it. In that case, that did not happen to my mom, but it has happened to a friend of mine. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and tell you a short story about my mom because I don't want to keep you guys here dragging it down. My mom is one of 14 children. She's the only person who is deaf in our family. And throughout all of the family functions that we have, nobody tries to talk to her. I am the only one that she has that she can talk to. And every now and again, she will have a friend of hers that will go ahead and come with her so that she has somebody to talk to. And for her, it's really hard to go ahead and have her voice projected because technically she really doesn't have one. No one understands the way that she feels, as do I. Because I have always been the one who has been there for her, I've been the one who always tried to make sure everything goes okay for her. It's really hard to leave her behind and be here because I know that there's nobody out there to protect her. So what I wanted to tell you guys is that not a lot of people can afford hearing aids or cochlear implants. In my mom's case, we are by definition poor. My mom lives off of the government, so they basically pay her these little checks that barely help us get by. But what makes this situation so great, however, my mom loves to be. She loves the fact that she's deaf. And I tell her, I say, why, Mom? Why do you love this? And she says, because you're the only one who understands me, and that's all I ever need. And that makes me feel twice as good about myself because I have another language that I can use for her. I have more than one voice, if that makes sense. And I love the fact that I have more than one voice because it shows my personality and where I've come from. I've come from places where I had to collect cans and bottles at my high school to make sure that we have food in our refrigerator, to make sure that I have something that I need to be paid for in school in order for me to get things done. Because of where I come from, I am who I am now. And because my mom is deaf, I am who I am now. So another thing that I want to say to you guys is that there are 7 billion people in this world who are not of the hearing impaired community. But there are at least a minimum of 500,000 who are not able to go ahead and communicate with other people. So what I want to leave with you guys today is, I know it might be a little bit tough for all those who do go to CI, but you guys try to take a class and try to get that experience of learning another language besides Spanish or something else. Because usually when we have Spanish-speaking people who come here, we are already obliged to go ahead and adapt to them, but we don't really know how to adapt to the hearing impaired communities. So again, I urge you guys to go ahead and take an ASL class because in that ASL class that I have already taken, we are able to go on to events which in case have hundreds of people who go to that are of the hearing impaired community, and you learn so much from them because they want to talk to you. They really do, but they just don't know how because you don't know how. So that just makes everything harder for you and for them. So again, go ahead and try to take a class. There are also online sources where you can go ahead and donate to, just in this case, DoSomething.org, where you can go ahead and come up with a club for yourself, and you can go ahead and fundraise for them and get cochlear implants or anything like that if they would like. But studies have shown that a lot of the hearing impaired community do not want cochlear implants. They don't want that because their life They already have their life as a hearing impaired person. So why should they have to go ahead and change the way that they are? My mama said she would never want to get cochlear implants because she would have to adapt to something else. She would have to start all over again. My mom is 52 years old. And I asked her, I said, Mom, if I had the chance to get that money for you and get you cochlear implants, would you want it? She said, no. I'm too afraid to go ahead and start over again at the age that I'm at. She said, what's the point of doing that when I'm already an amazing person? What's the point of going ahead and getting cochlear implants or hearing aids when you're still not going to understand me? My voice isn't the same as yours. How am I supposed to adapt to that? How are people going to understand me even if I do have cochlear implants or hearing aids? So, like I said, everybody is unique, and I think that everybody should have some form of class where they can go ahead and take it and adapt to this world that's evolving. So, that's my story. That's my perspective. I wish my mom could be here today, but she can't, so I was kind of speaking on behalf of her, but thank you guys for being here and listening to me.